Welcome out, ladies and gentlemen, to this RGL.GG semi-final matchup. It is Cat Noises versus D-Men, in which should be an absolute great one I've been looking forward to all season. We saw these guys match up on the first week on Upward, and it seemed pretty decidedly to Cat Noises, but D-Men, they finished second place last season, and I think they're looking to pick it up here inside of the playoffs, despite having a little bit of a slow start to the season. But we'll see who will come out in this best of three series, starting on Coal Plant and going to Upward and potentially Viaduct if needed. And we'll find out here who's going to come out on top tonight and meet Royotech in the grand finals. I'm sigafoo with Voxday to my side and Dolphin behind the scenes. How you doing out here, Voxday?
Oh, I'm doing awesome. It is hot as hell probably everywhere in America. So I hope if you're here, you're ready for an even hotter game, because these two teams going at it is an exciting prospect. I mean, we saw an awesome game. Alto and I saw an awesome game not too long ago, and I think this one's going to deliver in an even bigger way. At least I hope so.
Yeah, I mean, that match we just put up inside of our YouTube, youtube.com/XEXTV esports. You can check that out, or you can I believe there's a link below inside the channel description. Or you can go to rgl.gg and click underneath the VODs. You can go check out. It was, Pop Your Pipe versus The Men, not D-Men, but The Men.
Yeah.
And it was a fantastic best of three series that happened inside of the quarterfinals. Now we're here in the semifinals. And as you said, yeah, I mean, these two teams have been, Cat Noises has been a team that's been around since the first season. We're now on to season 4. Cat Noises has always been like a team that's like, kind of always like, I don't even say the bridesmaid. Like, they've always kind of been like a good team, but never a great team. That's the thing that they've kind of struggled with, is they've always been like a solid invite team, but they have consistently gotten 4th place with only one season that they got 3rd. But this season, they've been in 2nd place the entire time. They took down D-Men in the first week, and they've looked good pretty consistently. On the other hand, D-Men, formerly Faint Gaming from last season's, they came up out of nowhere. They were in Division 1 the year prior, and then boom, they just came onto the invite scene. They took all of the teams by storm, getting themselves into the grand finals. And I've been impressed by them, but this season it's been a little bit lackluster. I mean, between these teams, I mean, you're pretty familiar with them. I mean, who are some of the players we should be watching out for tonight?
Yeah, for sure. So I think going into Coal Plant, we can see a lot of things go down with the snipers. So I'm really excited to watch the Watterson and Fallen Lord battle, which will probably take place. Snipers usually get heavily featured, even with the class switching, just because they're such a powerful class. So both of those players, I feel, are very hot and cold. They're both prone to really, really streaky games. So you have these insane like 10Ks that they can just bust out at the snap of a finger, but then kind of go quiet. So I think it's going to be a lot of wondering who's going to get hot at the right time when it really matters, when the point needs to get capped and they get that clutch headshot. So that's number one. The other is the demo battle, and Bull is a player I know that you're pretty fond of, and of watching him play, and his kind of rise to the top of not just RGL, but also in Highlander too, as a really, really strong contender. So if he and Alto can be on the same page, I think D-Men have a really good shot at potentially getting another grand final berth.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely will have a chance as we get these teams readied up. Currently, there is a one change for D-Men tonight. They're playing with Boar, who's going to be playing Scout tonight, instead of Wish, who's currently away on vacation. So Boar is stepping in on that Scout row, very accomplished. I believe Boar plays for Froyotech, right? Or is he a Sen? I'm pretty sure he's Froyotech. And he plays Scout on there. Yeah, so he's obviously an accomplished scout. He's going to do work for his team, but I mean, that's honestly about what you would expect out of Wish. Wish is one of the best scouts inside of Highlander as well as Prolander. So here we go. We're going live with this first mid-fight. This is a best of 5 series inside of this map alone. So first team to 3 round wins this map, and then we'll go on to Upward. As we come out here early on, it looks like Bull's going to get out here very early to Shutter. He's actually going to get some damage down on his Spam Pest, who's running Scout. Exile comes out a little bit slower, getting eaten up as Speedy on the Soldier, going out to Watterson right away and takes him down. So Watterson does get down Daffodil, so no medic here for the red side, and that's going to allow D-Men to be able to push on here pretty easily.
Yeah, I don't want to see a Fallen Lord. It looked like he had a chance to maybe get something done with Waterson down, but he got pushed back by Dongus, so he's not going to find anything and just kind of back off. Wait for the rest of his team. Cat does go down into men's favor, so looking good on the first mid. Of course, there's still plenty to go, but it's always nice to get that first cap, and it always feels good to have a little momentum on your side. So we do have cat noises starting to get over in their bats or towards lobby, but no coordinated effort from them just yet.
And this is where you want to generally see suicide waves to go in, just anything to get Elto to get forced off. Currently, Elto has 100% Uber charge ready to go as Fallen Lord is trying to find an angle, but currently they lose 2 players, and they're kind of slowly poking this point as Bull's pushing them back. Actually, Bull goes down incredibly low as 4 comes over the top, getting some damage onto them. And currently, just those 3 players forward. Daffodil has to be careful not to die or potentially get forced off here in a few seconds, as they are coming up to 100%, but a little bit of an underwhelming situation for Cat Noises. No real suicide wave, and they just bled about a minute off the clock, not really do anything, but we will see Uber Exchange here shortly, surely, as here comes out onto Exile.
Yeah, the Uber starts to go across the point, and Alto had no pressure to use, just kind of waited, and even then probably didn't even need to use, except he did get tagged down to 60, so it makes sense. But either way, nothing doing for, there was no aggression, which I kind of expect from them. Get forward and see if they can get a force off, or you don't have to be hugely successful, but forcing off the Uber is good enough. And instead you sit back, you wait for your Uber. It's a very safe play, and unfortunately I don't know if that's really going to fly. At least now I think maybe you talk about it and like, okay, that didn't work, and you can take it back to the drawing board. But adaptation is huge with RGL, not only with the class switching, but even examples like that.
Yeah, I mean, I really question right now running a Pyro. I don't know how much Mirman's really been able to do yet this game as he gets taken out here very early on. They are starting to aggressive across the point as a headshot early on to the heavy, and that's forcing the enemy team to have to back out. Nice job there from Fallen, being able to body shot down Zukima. And there you go. And now Bull is sitting with Alta. They're on 100%. Currently, Daffodil only has 75%. They could push this if they want to, but they need to go quickly. And here we go. Dongus is starting to pressure them. Bull's trying to walk across the point. Zukima jumps across. Here comes in Dongus over the top, 90%. They still need to go. Here comes out the Uber charge. Daffodil dancing. He's going to be able to back out in a little bit of a strange Uber charge, as it was used purely on Bull. They didn't get anything with that, and now Alto's going down from behind more than likely as Mirman's chasing him. Speedy picks up 3 quickly, and the very strange, what should have been just a clinical push coming out of D-Men, just completely works against them.
Yeah, and I saw Bull had a pretty neat idea. He was putting the sticks over on the escape towards lobby, actually trying to get in, forces off the Uber. I believe that was Zakima jumping in on Pyro with some pressure from other members. So smart play, good play to make sure that's no longer an issue. But Bull was putting some stickies to try to back him off as he goes into lobby to maybe kill Daffodil, but popped him a little too early and then had really nothing left to fight him. But pushing across the point is Demen, and there goes Carson, there goes Daffodil. Waterson with another body shot to take him down, or another meta kill. Bull does fall late, but I mean the damage has been done, the points in their favor, and they're cruising hopefully towards the end of this first round for them.
Yeah, Waterson picks up a nice headshot on the Fallen, so there is no sniper here for the offense trying to push onto the point for Red. As Spamfest pushes in alone, he goes down. Exile's going to get picked up by Boar. And this is not looking good. Here comes in Speedy going for the bomb onto Alto, pops him into the air. Mirman coming in a little bit late. And that was coordinated. They might have been able to get the force onto Alto, went down to 60 HP. Now Boar is going to pick up a frag onto Daffodil. It's on a 4K right there, as Waterson's on a 5K himself, the sniper for D-Men. And with 16 seconds left in the clock, this is looking like D-Men's round.
Yeah, and again, that goes back to maybe one of the things I mentioned about, which sniper can get hot and cold. Fallen has looked solid so far, but with his team kind of far behind, it's difficult to get going sometimes on sniper. Waterson benefiting from the strong team play. Uber was used on point, and it was good defensive Uber to try to block things, and it works out successfully. So that first round taken by Demen, and now moving forward, we'll see if they can keep that momentum in the next round.
A really good job there. Despite that poor Uber push in the middle, it doesn't really matter if you can do strong off Uber pushes, and that's exactly what we saw out of D-Men. Now we come on to the second mid-fight. Exile The Devilman for Cat Noises went down to half HP early on. His bowl is actually incredibly low. If anybody touches him, Mirrorman jumps over the top of his head. Doesn't see him as Carson does pick up the enemy heavy, but he ultimately does go down lane. 3 players left alive. Here comes in Speedy, but the reflex are just too good. As Elto did get taken down to 80 HP, but they're able to take him out. Daffodil keeps alive, so even Ubers for both teams, but Cat Noises might have had a little bit of a different mid-fight there if they're able to take down Bull. Just if anybody just looked at him or called damage, because there's a couple of people who had a chance on him.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, demo is such an important class, and sometimes it's hard to think of it that way because they don't really get some of the flashiest kills, except it's really difficult. Actually, I'm going to interrupt myself. There's a really, really good push in from Cat Noises, forces the Uber off of Alto, and everyone tucks tail. The Uber also used by Cat Noises, they're going to grab the point as they choke him off into lobby. There's Demento switching off to Spy when necessary, and that's just an example of really good class switching. He'd been playing heavy earlier in the round. They think they're safe, no Spy. He switches over, and there goes your medic.
That's exactly what you need to do. I mean, Spy's particularly strong when trying to push onto the point to get that extra pick, and now Demento is back on to Heavy to help defend the point as Dong is going way to the backfield, picks up Mirrorman as well as Fallen Lord gets taken out by him as Speedy ultimately trades him off. And so the Sniper Fallen is just getting back up now. The point, though, is going in the favor of Demen. Cat Noise is not that far behind, only 20 seconds, taking down the favor. Alto about a 30% Uber advantage, and so you could see maybe some aggression, knowing that you have they don't have full Uber yet. You could try to scare them back. Exile's gonna jump in here as they're trying to press onto this point, but now Alto has that 100% to defend this, and Dong gets picking up 2 quick ones, and we're even wondering with Cat Noises what they want to do as Daffodil went down.
Yeah, and the men look really strong so far on this one. That first round, it's hard to fault them on really many things that happened. They had the one weird Uber push, and I mean, that's bound to happen throughout the course of a game, and they're really looking dominant in the second round as well. Charging through the shutter right now is Exile. Zukima getting a nice reflect onto Speedy, and already just backing out. Cat Noises, the Uber comes in, Boar is chasing forward. There's going to be nothing found off of that, however, so Alto is just going to back out into lobby as the push comes back in for Cat Noises. Good job recognizing the situation. They knew the Uber was gone, and they had a chance to get onto the point. So that's a good cap and just heads up play.
A really good job so far. I'm kind of curious to see what they're going to be able to do now. Though Daffodil gets taken out, Bull with the pipe, so that's going to give a huge advantage in the favor of Alto here, as apparently some people are having some bit of lag issues on the server, but either way, we're going to continue on here as the Heavy's jumping in. Bull's going to get taken out. Nice shot by Speedy jumping in, but Dongus is returning in kind, jumping straight onto Daffodil, who gets taken out. Mirrorman was playing on the point now with the medic, and so that allowed that to happen. Boar is going to get taken down, so the point's going to remain in the favor of Cat Noises, as Alto also got taken out. I wasn't paying attention to it. It looks like Speedy on the backside a little bit earlier also took down Alto, so both medics about even Uber, and the point continues to be held in the favor of Cat Noises.
Yeah, and this is important time for Cat Noises to get back into this. There's really no Uber to worry about on the D6 side, so they have a good chance to maybe get some time in, but already aggressive are the men moving forward. Zukima finds one, Boar finds Fallen Lord, and that might prompt the push, and it does. Zukima charges forward, but he's going to get picked up quickly by Carson. Demento trying to spam with the revolver back in Shutter, and just as I said, this could have been important for Cat Noises to get some time and maybe go up ahead. Just a really solid push, but Alto goes down from behind. Spamfest finding the right combination of shots with that scatter gun, and 100% quick fix, actually, for Cat Noises.
Yeah, well, quick fix is better than Uber when the enemy medic's just completely dead, and here we go, the push onto the point. Oh! Waterson with the huge body shot, taking down Daffodil. That's a +2 in it, Chad, right there, but that doesn't matter. Cat Noises continue to push forward here as they're going to come down with the point. Speedy jumping in onto Alto, but Zukima doing a great job reflecting once again. Exile's jumping in as well, but no one's able to land any damage onto the enemy medic. Boar's going to go in there to clean up, getting at least one frag as D-men are going to start to take this point back, and all the momentum that could have been in Cat Noise's favor is now back in D-men's.
Yeah, and that's one of those things, if you're Daffodil, you got to just tell yourself, well, it was a quick fix anyway, right? It doesn't really count. You got to make sure that can't tilt you, can't have any issues going forward with that. Speedy, good jump over the top is going to get Watterson actually diverting from trying to get Alto. Good pipes going in. eXtine, that was an awesome sequence of events. Gets a couple, including the enemy medic, and just in time too. 9 seconds left on the clock for Demand, so 100% quick fix again for Daffodil. Interesting not switching over to the Uber, but like you said, I guess if you're dead as much as Daffodil is, you might as well get something out, but unless Watterson finds another shot, of course.
And Mirman is completely behind him right now. Watterson picks up Fallen Lord, no sniper to defend this point. The quick, here comes up the quick fix, is going to try to defend, but it doesn't defend from the spy who picks up a stab onto the enemy heavy. And here comes in Speedy from the backside, going to jump onto Alta, but he just goes down. And you gotta question that quick fix choice right there. I mean, they might have been able to defend that point if they didn't get backstabbed. And Demen's going to come down with the point, end the round, and put this into match point for this first map, 2-0. And, yeah, questionable choices on the quick fix there, but we'll see if they can redeem themselves on this third and potentially final round.
And I'm curious, I don't know if you know off the top of your head which team picked this map?
I'll have to double check it, but I believe that it was Cat Noises.
Ooh, that's a scary prospect. I'm looking to pull up logs in just a second here, but
sorry,
they don't even give us time. Okay, yeah, it was Demand.
Yeah. It was no. Actually, this is we're just going straight through no halftime here for this best of 5, as Daffodil is able to keep his life alive as Carson's trying to pressure onto this point. Neither team has come down with it, but finally Watterson with the headshot onto the head. He's going to try to capture this. They do come down with it, but they have to be careful to be able to defend this. Speedy going straight onto the enemy medic. Does grab a saw, I believe that was. So yeah, Alto now has a sizable advantage, but Cat Noises does come down with the point. But Daffodil has to be careful not to get too caught out here as they're down 30%.
Yeah, and this is a good start. Actually, Uber used very early. Good jump in by Bowl, and Daffodil doesn't have Uber just yet, but looks like he's pretty far removed from the situation. Not going to be an issue. Point should get capped up by Demand, but Daffodil coming up on 100% unless he gets forced off early, which doesn't look like it's going to be the case. This is Cat Noise's time to just regain the point. And actually moving forward is Speedy. Looks like maybe they want to take their scout in there. eXtine coming in from behind too, but leading the charge is Speedy. Getting reflected so far. Really good job by Zakima, but unfortunately, a good coordinated push by Cat Noises means pretty much everyone on Dement is going to fall.
And we can also see some class changes coming in here. Spamfest off of Scout, now onto Engineer. Here comes in a bomb from Dongus, does pick up the Engineer, but Daffodil's going to be able to keep his life. Speedy is off of Soldier, now onto Scout. Speedy is a really good Scout. I've seen that before. He's doing well on Soldier, and so that's going to put Mirman onto the Soldier class. No Pyro, which I think is fair. I don't think the Pyro is doing too much. I don't know. Engineer's a hard class to play inside of this format. And Speedy going behind does pick up Watterson, so no sniper here for the blue team trying to push, but they still have a pick class in Demento. So he's going to get himself into position right now as D-Men are trying to just spam the enemy team, trying to force him out here. But actually, almost 100% Uber for Daffodil, and they have Alto in a bad position if they're able to capitalize off this. And we'll see what they want to do. Here comes up the Uber, but it's a solo Uber onto Exile with no support. Mirman's going to jump in over the top. We'll see if they can get anything. Going to pick up Zukima. No, Zukima's going to keep alive. But Watterson goes down. Nice job by Spamfest, and so far, Cat Noises, solid Uber. Alto has 100% though.
Don't use this, and I can't. I didn't even have time to say it. Just, I don't know. I don't know what the point of that Uber is. It looks like they were already committed, and then they realized they were in a bad situation. They're like, all right, well, I guess we'll just use it anyway. That's the plan. And I guess Alto surviving is a plus as well as Bowl, but you had Uber, you're about to have, you know, all your players coming up, and this could have easily been your point. Of course, I might eat crow as Watterson gets a headshot and Dongus with a kill onto Carson, but still, could have been way cleaner. It doesn't mean that was a good push, you just kind of outplayed your opponent.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with you there. That Uber use was very questionable. Solo demo man when you're only 3 players up against a team, like a full enemy squad. It kind of they just won the after fight, which they could have done either way. But Fortunately, worked out in their favor, so not too much egg on their face here, as they are sitting at a slight disadvantage. Here comes out the Uber Charge going down to Speedy. Elta only has 93% over the top. They're trying to jump onto, and Elta gets popped in the air, just gets it 100% in time to try to defend. The Spore coming back on the point, pushing out to Daffodil, who's going down incredibly low, does get taken out. There's no medic here for the defending team, as they're currently one player up. Carson is going to try to push back out onto this point. Mirror Man over the top, one rocket onto Speedy, make that two, as Elta does get taken down. Demento behind the scenes does take down Carson, but Cat Noises gets the better as it's a full wipe in their favor. ×4 on the point. Cat Noises comes down with this, and currently they are poised to take this round as they're holding on to this point and doing a much better job. It seems these class changes and personnel changes are working out in their favor.
Yeah, for Cat Noises, this is a good start and a comeback. They need this round, of course, to stay alive in this map. Up two rounds right now is Demen, so this is an important time for them, but Demento, good backstab onto Exile. Carson does find him, but just a moment too late as he's going to go down too. Fallen Lord gets picked up, good pipe by Bull, so it's up to Daffodil to escape, and it looks like he's going to do so, but in the meantime, that's the point capped, but where did everyone on Demen go? Who killed them all? I was watching the push on the Uber, and
yeah, so what happened was we had Mirror Man go back underneath of the point. Spamfest also flanked around, and at the same time the Scout did as well. So you had three players kind of pinch around. Elto went down early in that fight, and so when they were all chasing down Cat Noise's crew, well, their entire back line got taken out. All of their support classes went down. 15 seconds left on the clock. 100% Uber ready for Daffodil. The final push for Demen for this round is going to be coming up here right now. They're trying to push across the point as Dongus is going to jump up. Mirror Man going down underneath the point. Here comes up the Uber Charge to defend this. 3 seconds left. They do have a little bit of capture time. Demento should go down on the heavy class. It finally does get taken out. As Akima trying to push back up here, they're going to actually get this. Despite being down Uber, Daffodil just needs to die. Finally, he does, and what did you see in that push that allowed Cat Noises, that allowed D-Men to win that fight despite being down a full Uber advantage?
Yeah, so Daffodil popped the Uber to defend the point, but originally was on Speedy, and Speedy wasn't moving. I don't know if maybe he was like an out or some issue or just didn't realize, and then had to switch it over to Carson, but Carson's a big fat man, so it takes him a while to get to point, so he flashed the Uber a couple of times, which weakened, decreased the amount of time of it, and no one was getting on point, and it just meant that Demen had ample opportunity to get some cap time in there. But Carson, Speedy, and Fallen will go down. Demen finding some good picks, but Alto does get taken down by Mirror Man, which is a huge pick going into a quick fix coming up almost 100% for Cat Noises.
Yeah, with 19 seconds left, they're currently up. There's going to be almost no medic for this final fight. Alto got put on a really bad respawn, still down for about 8 seconds. Zukima should pick up a frag onto Spamfest, whatever that's worth, because they're going to push out here. Here comes out the quick fix. They're trying to push across the point. Vogel down incredibly low. Carson is going to pick up a frag here as Demento's going in for a backside play, but they should be able to defend this. Here comes in the Soldier over the top. They actually might be able to do this. Deathknell goes down, it's just Speedy left on point, but it's a 3v2, and they're not going to be able to do this. Fallen goes down, Bull incredibly low, Spamfest the lead, but the sentry gun is up, Speedy's still alive, Elto finally is able to keep up, 4 takes him out, but the Engineer's gun is going to be able to do enough work. Here comes the Mirror Man at the backside, and Cat Noises, somehow, this extended fight takes it, and they are not down, they are not out, and we're going to go into a 4th round here. What an insane final fight.
That's just crazy. So you mentioned, Engineer is a tough class sometimes to play in RGL, but if anyone can do it, it's Spamfest, and that gun just charging through the shutter and winning that fight almost single-handedly, or at least extending it long enough for the rest of Cat Noises. And Alto Demento bore down way early in this fight, and maybe this momentum is going to carry over for Cat Noises to potentially force a 5th round.
Spamfest God, certainly so. Here comes in Bull. He's going to go for a bomb in onto Fallen Lord. Trying to land the pipes, but he actually doesn't get it. Dongus goes down as well, so a valiant suicide attempt coming out of D-Men as Mirror Man goes very deep to try to get some more damage onto Elta, but when you have 100%, you really don't need to die here. Boar peeking his body goes down to 4 HP as currently 100% Uber charge in the favor of Cat Noises, as it feels like they have all the momentum right now after that last round. Demento currently on heavy. He has not played Spy here for a little while. He wasn't getting too many frags with it, so it looks like he's going to be opted to play the big fat man for a little while here as Boar pushing up. Alto 65% continuing to tick up to even out these Uber fights, and it looks like they're just going to wait for Uber for them to aggress here. Oh, it's quick fix again.
Wow, and cat noises, it's an interesting choice to stick with it full time. I mean, yeah, Daffodil has struggled to stay alive, but I think there's a time and place for quick fix. But hey, don't knock it if it's working, and or if it's, you know, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. Quick fix it? I don't know, something like that. Someone smarter than me make the joke. But either way, I mean, the men are kind of on the back foot right now, and cat noises have taken the wind right out of their sails, and they're looking really strong. But Waterston finding a pick onto Fallen Lord may be the start of something.
And Carson's going to go down, trying to make a play underneath. Fallen Lord is out, as you said. So no sniper here. The points is going to go down in the favor of Dement, but already a minute 15 off in the favor of cat noises, so not that bad. And also Daffodil's still up, so they're going to have Ubercharge ready to go. Or sorry, not Ubercharge. They are still on the quick fix, so quick fix ready to go against Alto. But Dongus is going to pop out from the shutter, and Speed's going to chase down and take him out. Ubercharge does get flashed out. Actually, nice job keeping Dongus alive there. And so they're going to be able to do pretty well here, but now Daffodil has that 100% quick fix. I'm kind of curious if they're ever going to try to make maybe a bomb in with, you know, try to use that explosive damage, blast jumping that you get in combination when you use it on another player. So we'll see what they want to do, but the longer they wait, the more time is just ticking in the favor right now of Dement. Here we go, Mirror Man coming in over the top. Scout's going to go underneath. Exile's going to jump up over the top as well, but they're all just getting blasted back, and Cat Noises looks like they're going to try to extend out this fight.
Yeah, and we'll see how it plays out. Carson over on the right side, traditionally where boxes are for Asheville, not finding anything too much. Fallen Lord does get the headshot onto Dongus, but kind of being bullied off at the point are cat noises, but Speedy is not to be denied. Charges forward, finds Demento, although loses his life for it, but it does give cat noises the opportunity to jump on the point. But here comes the Uber out of shutter. Again, another solo Uber for Bull, but Alto, he gets the saw, extends the Uber, backs out, so he's not overcommitted, and that is just a heads up play for the Blue Medic.
Yeah, nice job there. And Daffodil got chased all the way back to spawn, basically, to get taken out there. So Alto's going to have continue to have his advantage as they continue to hold on to this point. We'll see what they want to do, if the Meg's going to come up with anything different. I mean, as much as the quick fix is being a little bit cheeky, I just feel like every time I see the quick fix, I'm like, yeah, Ubercharge is better. Now Daffodil is back up on Ubercharge. So it's going to be even a little bit slower. But right now, the enemy team doesn't have Ubercharge, so just start to get aggressive. There's no reason not to. You get to see the Soldier Mirror Man jumping in. That distracted them. Speedy coming in underneath to do a little bit of damage. They're coming down with this point. Dongus jumping in from behind. And they're trying to chase down Alto. He gets taken out. Only 3 players left alive here for D-Men. And we'll see what they want to do. Speedy trying to go, and he gets completely denied by Waterston and Boar as Alto gets back to spawn to his safety. As Daffodil, I didn't even see, like, a headshot by Waterston just a little bit ago. So now this is looking very good for D-Men as they have 100%, and I don't think they're going to wait.
Yeah, they're getting right in on it, and if they're lucky, they don't even need to use Carson, who's really the problem here, but looks like they're going to deal with him right away. Unless someone goes in and tries to force off Alto, I think they're going to be able to use this Uber to hold, but Speedy is jumping over onto their bats, takes down Waterston, and now here comes the pressure onto the point. The important thing is that it hasn't been capped, so now it's up to Bull to find these picks, and he finds the first onto Spamfest. Can he get the scout? Actually, Zukima comes in, but Fallen Lord gets the body shot onto Alto, but I guess at the same time, they do get the point.
Yeah, they get the point, and Daffodil's down, so it's not like they can repress right away. They do have the fast respawns now because they don't control the point, so they just need to go very quickly here. Dongus is down to half HP behind enemy lines. If anybody can try to contest him, as Exile's coming up on this balcony side. Alto is just starting to be respawned a bit back to the front line, so people are backing up to be able to do this. Demento's on spot, he's in position, he's going to go for the stab, picks up one, will he get another? He just decides to use his revolver, and he's doing so much damage to Exile that's causing him to turn around to get heals and not be able to come down with the point. So big plays coming out of Demento to be able to help defend this point. 14 seconds left on the clock. They do have a little bit of an advantage, but they're going to need this next push to be a successful one.
Yeah, and they don't really have time to wait for the rest of their respawns. It's going to have to be Exile. Speedy's there as well, but Tsukima doing a great job air blasting him off the point just in time to get someone on the point, and I think they're going to start capping it. Tsukima mentioned went down. Waterston, Alto falls too, as the crit screen did come out to clean up some players. So this is totally winnable now. 40 seconds, not enough time to get an Uber up, or I think maybe you can sneak it in there, but you have to be building pretty quickly. Alto is going to choose to use it, and we'll see if they're able to take this quickly, knowing that they're going up against Kritzkrieg that hasn't been built yet.
Yeah, so here we go. Dongus is getting over the top, some spam damage onto the enemy team as Bull's trying to press on the lower side. They're doing a two-pronged attack here as Boar is getting pushed back, trying to get their Bull going down incredibly low. He gets taken out. No Devilman for this push, but Dongus over the top. He's jumping and he goes down as actually it's going to be this medic Daffodil getting taken out. It's now only 3 players left alive. Boar gets 1 frag as Demento is the spy up. He's going to get the step. Will Spamfest be able to have another miracle play as Boar's down incredibly low? He gets 2. There's only 2 players left alive. Spamfest is the only one to defend this. Can he do it? Once again, the engineer is holding on to the point for his team, coming up huge, and we are now into the overtime round on the first map. What an incredible start to this game.
It's just crazy. It happens yet again, and feel bad for Waterson. You know, he knows he needs to get onto the point, but there's an engineer and a sentry gun if he even tries, and just Spamfest really MVP for Cat Noises right now, solely because if Spamfest didn't do those things, they would have already been onto the second map. So Exile and Carson do fall early on this mid. We'll see if that means the men can pick up the momentum, but Mirror Man gonna find Alto and Zukima. Boar falls as well, and as soon as I say momentum is in their favor, Mirror Man makes sure that Cat Noises aren't to be denied.
And so Dongus is going to go back underneath of the point, but this point's going to go in the favor of Cat Noises. Daffodil got taken down. Demento with the backstab a little bit earlier. So that's going to give Alto just a little bit of an Uber advantage. Not too much, as respawns aren't too bad when the point hasn't been captured yet. But actually, Cat Noises is being contested here. They haven't been able to come down with the point. And now Dongus, ooh, nice headshot coming out of Fallen Lord. Taking him out as Demento did get spotted out there. Finally, Speedy will edge that point just enough for it to be captured. And now put the men on the back foot. Demento, he's actually getting himself into cloaking position on the point, but Carson does spot him out. Nice spy checking there as Bull and Alto get taken down while I was talking. Speedy stepping up there. What did you see out of Speedy's play?
I mean, it's just I think the more important thing is just Alto has been struggling to stay alive. I don't know if it's the individuals like Speedy stepping up and finding those picks onto a key player, or if it's kind of a breakdown on the side of the men where they're just not protecting him as much anymore, and just kind of letting that be in the background of their mind instead of making sure that they're protecting their medic. But there is an Uber being forced out. Good jump over the top. Alto, is he going to escape? I think he will. Speedy's on the chase yet again as everyone falls on the D6 side, but again, like, if Speedy had chosen to chase, that could have been another pick onto the medic, and it's just gonna continue to be a struggle for the men.
Yeah, it will be, and they're currently down 1:15. This is almost an exact replica of the last round, but D-Men did hold on to the point once they were able to recapture it. 77% for Alto here, but actually we're seeing Daffodil build up pretty decently. They're not too far behind, but they just lost 2 players unnecessarily, and Spamfest's cute little gun's going to get taken out here. So we're going to see D-Men probably just push onto the point. You can already see Daffodil is completely out. They're not even going to try to contest this. They're just going to give up this point. You know, if they're going to get lucky, maybe they can get a kill or a force onto Alto, but honestly, give up the point, wait for your Uber charge, and then go for a recontest by trading Ubers. I think, honestly, that's the best option. Or just get a force off from Alto, because if you trade Ubers, you're going to have the respawn advantage versus if you try to fight it too early. So smart job out of Cat Noises, and here we go. They're trying to start to aggress onto the point.
Yeah, Uber getting used from both squads. Alto popping his later, so it's going to be more advantage on the side of Demen, but not really finding too much. Demento gets 1, that's Speedy down, but otherwise Cat Noises kind of holding strong, and it'll mean that they can recap the point. So despite the fact that they have the worst Uber, Demen just can't find the picks afterwards, and they're looking good. And I don't want to harp too much on the Alto medic death thing, because there's a point where it gets tired, but I had the logs still not refreshed from the first 2 rounds. He had only died 4 times, and now after 4 rounds, he's died 14. So he's accumulated 10 in the last 2 rounds, which is more than double what he had in the 2 that they won, and I think that speaks volumes.
Yeah, I think it really does. And now you can see continuing the class switching from Demento, who has played Spy heavy and now is on to Engineer after seeing success of Spamfest. But he's going to get a headshot taking out Fallen Lord on a 5K. They're trying to push in here, but a lot of spam damage. Alto's now caught in. I don't know if they realize where the Ubercharge was. Speedy jumping down there. He's going to pick up 1. They should pick up Tsukima. Boar should go down here as well. But actually, he's going to get the kill on the Daffodil down to 16 HP. Daffodil goes down. What a catastrophe for Cat Noises there as they lose their medic so unnecessarily. But with only 22 seconds left in the clock, it might not be that bad. As Waterson does pick up a body shot onto the enemy sniper, D-Men should have a good chance to take this point back, but there's only a limited amount of time left.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to be able to do this. There's 5 seconds on the clock. No one is pushing forward. Looks like they're finally going to work their way out of lobby, but there's sticks to stop. Carson finds Dongus on the point, and here is the level 1 sentry doing work. Alto goes down to it. Boar is going to fall to exile, and now there's pretty much no one left.
The level 1 sentry doing so much work. Spamfest once again defending this point. Everybody is dying as Spamfest is on a 3K, make that a 4K, as they're still holding on to this point. The Mets already back alive. Exile coming in to defend this. War's gonna go down. It's just Alto and Spamfest, the god. What is this game? I've never seen Spamfest play this well. He's currently sitting at 99 points. He's second on his team in terms of points. Underneath with his medic, he has 3 dominations.
Absolutely insane. I mean, and you think about it in the larger context of being down 0-2 on your map choice too, right? And coming back and reverse sweeping a team that looked like they were just outclassing them too, and it's big plays from Spamfest round after round after round, and Speedy getting in on the medic, and Mirror Man coming up big, and it was like a switch got flipped for Cat Noises, and suddenly like, oh yeah, guys, remember when we're like actually good players? Like, oh yeah, I remember that, and then they started just to crush.
I mean, just what an absolute beautiful play coming out of them. I've just been so utterly impressed out of because Cat Noises did a better job. Honestly, that final round is kind of like what I kind of expected to see out of Cat Noises. The 2 rounds they won, honestly, I'm not going to say we're lucky, but it was a coin flip, you know, and Spamfest came out big for their team. In, you know, the class, which is looking at these logs here, both scouts going huge. Boar filling in for Wish, filling in his role really, as Wish is such a fantastic scout. Boar with 41 frags. Speedy, who played scout and soldier with 47 frags, with a majority of those when he was playing scout, which I think was a good switch. He played more rounds as scout, but he picked up considerable more. Mirror Man onto off of Pyro onto Soldier. On Pyro, he had 3 frags in 2 rounds. On Soldier, he had 18. So, I mean, obviously, Soldier's going to be better, right? But even comparatively, that's a little bit better. It's about on par with what Speedy was doing, but I feel like Mirror Man's also been doing a good job on it. And then, obviously, the man, the myth, the legend, Spamfest, stepping up to play with 30 frags, a KD of 2.5. So he has the best kill assist to death ratio in the server, with a total of, I'm trying to count this out in my head here, 6, 14, 18, 19 frags coming out from Engineer alone. So doing a good job, but the biggest thing is that Engineer is one of the hardest classes to deal with when you're trying to push the point, because you're just trying to deal with frags at a certain point. And when that's the thing I love is, like, you know, Engineer, he's so hard he can be very hard to play. He's very hard to play effectively. But you know, when you play it right and you get it at the right time, it's just so beautiful. But I mean, what are the storylines you're seeing here?
Yeah, I think I'm going to continue being a broken record about the medic deaths. I mean, Daffodil ended up dying 20 times, and I don't think that's a surprise, but Alto's performance just kind of dropped off. And again, I don't know if that's him. I don't know if that's just the combo or team in general, but going down to 18 deaths is just a very, very poor thing, and that could have really bad implications coming into Upward. Obviously, it's very different. You're talking payload versus a Koth map, so maybe we're going to see something different. But if the medics are having struggle staying alive now, when you get into Upward and your medic dies right before a key push, which happened multiple times for either team on Coal Plant, that can ruin the entire half, whereas the stakes might be a little lower in a game of Koth. So I'm going to look to them to improve. I think the other important thing is Waterson versus Fallen Lord, and I feel like Fallen didn't really find his way into that game. Upward might be a better a better play for him because he's going to be more comfortable on that map. I've seen Waterson do some really good things on Coal Plant personally in RGL. So maybe that's just like one of his strong maps and Fallen doesn't feel as comfortable. So in Upward, I really think that he's going to need to step up, because if Waterson can have the kind of dominance that he had on Coal Plant on this map, then everyone's in trouble, because he picked up the most frags onto Daffodil. For everyone on his team, actually tied with Boar for 6 each, but that's pretty big. It's almost like Daffodil's head is a magnet for the bullet.
Yeah, it really does seem that way, and I'm looking through the numbers as well, just kind of curious looking at the damage numbers. How much damage did either team do? And what's interesting is in the first round that they won, they had 5 more frags than the enemy team, but they did about 2,500 less damage. In the next round, they did 4,000 less damage, about 4,000 less damage than the enemy team. So Cat Noises did 4,000 less damage than the men and had 3 more frags, and they won the round. And then the final round, the numbers actually make sense. They have about 3,000 more damage and about, looks like 16 more frags. Which is not the most crazy thing, but I think it just really shows you that Cat Noises, they're playing well around their medic. I mean, Daffodil has about 2,000 more healing than Elto, despite having 2 more deaths in that game. Daffodil also has, looks like, about 9 more assists than Daffodil in that game, so it just looks like Daffodil overall, a little bit more healing. It looks like, I would say that, the men have the better DM players inside of this game, but it just seems really like Cat Noise is doing a better job playing around each other, and I'm very curious to see now how this game is going to go when we switch over to a game like Upward Payload map. I mean, it's just a completely different dynamic than when it comes to Payload. You got to focus on the objective, time your pushes, and your defense especially. It's just such a different feel from what they were just playing. So I'm very curious. I mean, if we're going to see a repeat of the first week where Cat Noises won decisively against D-Men, or if D-Men are going to be able to pull it back here and put it into a third map.
Yeah, the one thing I'm going to look for in this map is there wasn't too much class switching for D-Men. You had Demento was... Wait, is that how they got their name? Demento? Did I uncover a secret?
You did. I think you might have just figured it out.
Demen and the 6 toes, right? Isn't it? Oh my god! All right, we're gonna delve into this later. Unimportant right now, but anyway, super sleuth on the case. But I think Demento switching off between heavy and spy is kind of the main thing, and that just might be that they didn't have someone comfortable enough to maybe pick up engineer, which I think weakly got used by Demento at one point. Zakima played heavy for a bit, pyro for a bit. So I wonder if on Upward, if they need to switch classes for whatever reason, if outside of Demento being a person willing to switch off to spy, if maybe they're not going to be as comfortable getting a new class out there, and that could hurt them in the long run.
It's potential. I mean, the thing is that teams have to decide when it comes to class switching how many classes do they want to put as an option. Do they want to run it? I think on that map, Coal Plant heavy was really being a force to reckon with both sides. I think it was hard to switch off of that. Then it's like, okay, well, if we're not going to switch off of heavy, then it's pretty much like, yeah, your engineer, pyro, spy is going to be your flex class there, because I think Zakima was on pyro, and that was kind of it too, is that Zakima was doing a good job at times air blasting, but it's at the same time like I feel like he was struggling a little bit there. I'm gonna to look at Zukima's numbers, he had 20 frags in total throughout the entire round, and he played just a little bit of heavy at the end, I think, when Demento went on to engineer. But I think, I think the setup of having, I think the heavy really did help out Cat Noises, but Demento also played a lot of heavy as well. I mean, I think we saw the class switching out of Dement. I don't think I would criticize him for that too much. I just think that, it's a question of was the timing correct? What did they choose because that's the challenge of Prolander, is it's not just like the class switching, but you have to, when do you class switch? What classes do you go to? Like for that final push, for instance, like if they had a spy to sap that sentry gun, they would have gotten that final round. I almost guarantee it. The only reason
Right.
they like had that final round won was because the level 1 sentry gun wasn't being contested, and because of the shutter, you can just drop the shutter as soon as you're taking damage. It's like one of my favorite things to do on those styles of maps. But if you had a spy, like, GG, it's done. And I was kind of curious, like Demento, it just felt like he was playing, and he wasn't even doing that bad. Looking at the stats for Demento played spy for 13 minutes, and he picked up 11 frags and 15 deaths with 3 assists. So, 11 frags for 13 minutes is really not that bad compared to him playing heavy. He played heavy for about 14 minutes, and he only had 5 kills and 7 assists. So, heavy also can body. Like you're not going to get necessarily frags, comparatively. But because you can just like somebody, you might just do enough damage to make someone scared to get onto the point, right? Like the stats aren't going to be the full truth there, but still, I think Demento is arguably the best spy in North America right now, or at least top 3. And I would be keen to seeing him run a little bit more spy. But I don't think it's wrong that they want to run him as heavy, but it just, I don't know. It's really hard for me to criticize that. I guess that's kind of what I'm ultimately getting to. I think all of their ideas are right. It just seems like the timing is just a little bit off, but that's an incredibly hard thing to get right, for these teams.
Yeah, and I did hear one ready up sound, so hopefully that means we're going to get started in just a second. We've got 7 for Cat Noises, 6 for Demen, and I mean, Demen, it does have to be kind of difficult to have so much momentum on Coal Plant and then kind of get reverse swept, and then you move into Upward, a map, as you mentioned, that they struggled on. I mean, this is way back early in the season, so does that really infer the kind of team that they are now? But it's got to be a difficult prospect for them coming into this one, and it's gonna be a team effort. And I still feel, I guess, in my heart of hearts, that this is gonna go to 3 maps. Not really because I feel like, Demen are just gonna outclass them so easily on Upward, and we're gonna just cruise into Viaduct and have another awesome game. I think it's gonna be a slog for either team. But even if Cat Noises do come out on top at the 2-0, I think Demen can kind of hold their heads high in the sense that it'll be a close one regardless.
Yeah, I mean, it absolutely is going to be a close one, and I'm very keen to see these teams. And and Cat Noises is a team, just speaking personally, is a team that as I've talked about a little bit earlier on, they were a team that came in the first season into RGL, and again, it's like one of the reasons I put a prize pool was because I wanted to see what happens when you have the top teams coming in and playing inside of this format, and the exciting pace that it can set. And Cat Noises came in here, and they were all about the money, and then as it went on, Daffodil really kind of started to enjoy the format more and more, and I've had some talks with him, and I don't want to say I'm rooting for one team or the other, because I love Demen, and they have a great story as well as this up-and-coming team of Highlander players who've done so well against Sixes players. But at the same time, Cat Noises and Daffodil is a team who really does try to think about the metagame, is a team that really takes Prolander seriously and tries to think about, what do we need to do? What kind of pushes? What are the best type of pushes? Because I was talking with him, and one of the things that he said about Koth in particular is that, people kind of think about, like Koth, as we're going to get started here in our first round for Upward, is that people think that Koth plays like Highlander, but it's like, it plays closer to Highlander in terms of like the play style, and it's a little bit slower, and you got to get the picks when you need to get them. But Payload is also, this is one where having too much of a Highlander background can work against you inside of Prolander, just because there's a lot more aggression you can have inside of your holds, inside of your play styles, inside of Prolander compared to Highlander. So we'll see what's going to happen here as D-Men are going to be starting out on offense. And typically in Highlander, it's been the better team, wants to defend first, which is what Cat Noise is choosing to do. But Prolander, with the fast times that often get set, usually it's actually the advantage to the offense. So kind of curious which side's going to get the advantage here. Who's going to get the better time?
Yeah, I mean, myself personally, I always preferred starting out on offense. So I don't know. There's something about it. I guess there's debate to be had there, and I know most people do prefer defense. But I don't know. We'll see. Oh, looks like Rain is in on Scout. I apologize if you already mentioned that, but Rain coming in over Boar now for this next map, and we'll see if that shakes anything up. Rain is a solid scout in his own right, so I don't think it should hinder them too much.
Demento on the Deadbringer going behind. He's going to run all the way back to spawn to take down the teleporter. As Mirman's going to meet him as Dongus is pushing up on the front side. Spamfest has a gun in a little bit of a curious spot. It's up on the cliffside. As Bull on the base jumper floating down gets taken out as the carts continue to move up.
Yeah, and there goes Spamfest actually moving the gun up on top of Playground. We'll see if that's what that's gonna accomplish. I guess when the cart gets closer, that'll prevent anything and maybe make them think that it's gone. But it's actually gonna be Dongus working over that way. It might take out the telly, actually getting pushed back. But now that gun is going to be spotted, and we'll see Spamfest already tucking tail. Got to be careful taking those mini crits as backing away, but otherwise it's still up to the men to use this Uber when they deem fit. But with the Sapper going down, I think this is their opportunity to get in, because there goes the gun as well.
Yeah, guns down. Both teams have 100%, and Demento's coming in big, taking down the heavy for the defense as Dement's starting to push forward here right now. The cart's so incredibly close. They need to just run out. Exile is going to be able to get out. Oh my... Alto just fell off the cliff. Alto got pushed off the cliff by Exile. From the stickies, he was not able to surf it correctly. The Daffodil will go down. Nice bomb coming in from Dongus, but I don't think I've ever seen that happen in the history of all of my competitive TF2, of a medic falling off the cliff on the first point. But either way, with no medic to help the defense here, Bull's going to start to aggress up. Exile's going to try to contest him to the best he can, but already down so incredibly low. This is probably going to be men's point to push across.
Looks like they're trying, but Spamfest already does have a gun in position, although with the engineer down, they do have an opportunity to just do a little bit more damage. Actually, as soon as I say that, there that goes. Coming in, taking hill is Cat Noises. The men looking to push from lower. They might come up over to side tunnel, and that's where Zakima's headed. But Alto goes down to Speedy. I think maybe somewhere in the back line. I didn't see exactly where, but that's going to be a problem. Dongus trying to get anything done, diving in as Demento gets another backstab onto Spamfest, takes out the gun. But Alto kind of already struggling on this map to stay alive, and we'll have to see if that continues to be a trend.
Yeah, I was kind of curious. They try to go through the cart tunnel, which is always a really risky spot to go. Actually, Mirman's in a very good spot. He gave himself up. He shot a couple spam rockets. Does get Tsukima down incredibly low. Here comes in Dongus on top of Daffodil. Gets the force off. As Speedy on the back line once again comes up from underneath, takes down the medic. Rain's going to go down as well, and it's just 2 players left alive, both pick classes. As looks like he's trying to, it's going to be the sniper, Watterson, trying to get a snipe down onto something. Demento is going to go into lower as Spamfest onto mini sentries for this point, which I think is a good idea. This is a hard area to have a level 3 on. And so not a bad job right now. Daffodil is going to get backstabbed. Yes, he will. Demento, great timing coming in there, getting the stab. And that should allow Dement to push here across the top.
We'll see what will happen here with Daffodil down. Fallen Lord does find Bull, but Exile is going to fall right after. So that's those are important picks. There goes Speedy. Respawn timers are long. Carson is going to pick up Dongus, but why is the cart moving backwards? Why is it taking so long for anyone to get... Oh, coming over the side of the cliff was Carson, gets headshot by Watterson. He's going to run away, but it feels like it took way too long to get on this point. Now, are they going to be aware? They should be aware that Carson is there. Oh, no, what's going to happen?
He's going, they do spot him, but they're focusing him down. That actually focuses everybody to go away. Demento does pick up one onto it, but the cart's so incredibly close, and they're going to be able to have a chance to defend this. Mirman getting a lot of damage down onto Tsukima, who's being healed up. Dongus on the left-hand side is going to try to do it. The short circuit comes out, denying those rockets, as Tsukima is going to go down eventually, finally, yes, and just a little bit of a misplay. Demand focusing, getting frags rather than the card in that situation. I really think they should have capped that, and I really think that Demento, if he would have just cloaked and gone back, he might have been able to sneak that, maybe. It would have been a little bit hard, but they're just going to go for the card, at least reset it to stop it from rolling backwards, which I think is a good decision.
Yeah, and here comes the Uber from both teams, actually. And we'll see if they're going to be able to cap it. With all those frags coming in, they better, and there it goes. So really struggling so far are Demen, but we'll see if those struggles do continue. Backing off to third very quickly, making sure Daffodil stays alive is important. Of course, it does take a long time for this cart to get anywhere near its capping potential, so Cat Noises can play a little passively and wait for their team to show up, because it's difficult to forward hold long enough, especially with the spawns that can get so close. But that being said, the men are trying their best to do so. Mirror Man down, as well as Speedy, although Fallen does find a headshot onto Waterson and then onto Pole. So quick couple of kills for Fallen Lord may put things back in the favor of Cat Noises as they try to hold on to this point.
Brain doing a good job, though, focusing that cart, using that ×2. As the Demento is still behind enemy lines. He picked up a stab onto Carson just a little bit ago, so Carson just coming back up right now as the cart is in position to potentially go for another push here. Actually, the Cat Noise is playing very far back, so Rain should be able to get this for free pretty much. XL trying to spam it out, but it's such long distance. He's not going to be able to do much. Rain dodging that damage, and this is the problem with Cat Noises. They're way, way too passive. The cart goes up the second pathway for free, and they actually might get the third for free as well. Cat Noises, they're not even going to try to defend this.
Yeah, Waterson finding the headshot on Fallen, I think, seals the deal. I mean, the Uber is there getting used, and I didn't see exactly to what, if it was just like they felt they needed to use it to take the point, or Alto felt pressured from something, or like walked into a sight line. But either way, it is going to mean that they don't have Uber to push last, and Alto may be a little too far committed. He might get picked up by the dregs of that Uber being used onto Speedy, the Pyro. He is going to fall as members for Demen start to get picked off one by one. We'll see as they start to respawn. They got to get linked up together because they know there's no Uber to use on Cat Noises. So a dry pit push works here because Daffodil is going to have to back out at the first sign of danger.
And there's no scout on defense right now, which I think actually makes a lot of sense because this is a very easy area to push in, as Pyros and Speedy's doing just right now. You got a lot of damage down, as Dongus was going to make a play on the enemy team, but no, Fallen Lord's right there to respond to it. Rain gets taken out as well, trying to push onto the cart, but you can see the respawn timers for the offense are incredibly low. Here comes in Mirror Man, takes down Alto, and Bowl goes down as well with the help of Exile. And just a nice combo play. They're going to take down one more at the combo classes of them, but now Daffodil getting caught out, maybe a little bit too aggressive, only at 90%, so, I mean, fortunately, Daffodil didn't have Uber to be able to get forced off there, and, you know, Exile and Mirror Man, they made a good play, but they got a little bit too aggressive in that circumstance. Speedy now on the flog, so we'll see if he's going to be able to maybe get a flog play on here. Daffodil is going to get forced off, though.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't think there's going to be too much to find with the fog. Actually, no, wait. He's got an opportunity. Oh, he does get Sakima, but unfortunately, there's really not anything else. There's so much opportunity if he maybe popped that a little later. Alto is going to go down, though, get body shot, and Fallen Lord with a headshot following up right onto Waterson. So Fallen Lord has woken up, and I remember I did say, I'll take all the credit for this. You know, we needed to see Fallen step up, and he's doing that right now, and maybe Waterson, is he going to struggle a little bit more, or is he also going to rise to the level that Fallen Lord is putting this at?
We'll see what he can do. That was a nice job also. You know, Fallen Lord currently on a 5K. He picked up a snipe onto a body shot onto Alto, and that happened because of the flog play. He killed the Pyro. It freaked out Alto to go walk into a sniper sight line. As Fallen now picks up another onto 6, takes down the sniper once again. Waterson only down for 5 seconds, though. Make that 7. Can this man be stopped? Bull's walking in alone into the combo, trying to make a miracle play, but it seems like D-Men have just lost a little bit of their luster as Exile picks up a couple himself, taking down Bull and then Waterson. So it seems like D-Men are just a little bit I just imagine they're just struggling a little bit here. They need to calm down and get either a suicide wave together or a push, one of the two. Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, they have 100% now, and here comes an flog getting used, and here's the Ubers. Whoa! Drops! Oh, there's Speedy! He keeps going! I hope my microphone didn't peak, but that is the best thing I've ever seen.
We've been waiting for it. He picks up another 9K! Oh my goodness, Speedy on 9 straight kills. I think he picked up 6 there alone. Like, you're playing against a Flog, you have to be aware of this. You gotta be aware of that. This just might come out. Elto also dropping the Uber, you know, I think he wasn't sure about what exactly was coming into him. And so that's gonna, but here's the thing, they used it, they killed it, but D-Men already are back up. They're even Uber now, both these teams, because of the respawn time. So D-Men, they have nothing to lose. They're just gonna start pushing in right now. They're doing a good job. Cart, they get moved forward. Bulls get pops up. Alto going down, incredibly low, down to 16 HP, getting all the way out though. But Dement doing a good job, getting a lot of frags onto Cat Noise. There's only 3 players alive and a couple respawns. Demento moving that card up. This is what they needed. Carson's going to go down as well, as they're going to continue to push this card.
Yeah, and they might actually be able to grab it off of this. Uber does get used just in time, and Alto getting close to his, but Speedy finds him yet again. This time it wasn't the crit flog, just the regular type, but still, that's going to continue those struggles that the men have, and they are so close. Zakima and Dongus, and now they're kind of falling in one by one at this point, and I don't know if that's necessarily the best idea. You still have 5.5 minutes to go, so just regroup. The cart's going to move backwards in a second. Demento, I feel, probably should have stopped the cart and then gone up, which it looks like he wants to get behind, but, I mean, here I am casting.
Dukima going up, he makes a great play onto Daffodil, forcing him out. Dongus comes up there to clean them up, and now that's 2 players down for the defense. Demento is getting himself into position. He wants to stab Carson, but he gets spotted out by the sentry gun, which is being protected by the dispenser, so you can't get up there. 3 players currently down for the defense, as Bull's doing a good job spamming down the sentry gun. It gets taken out with the help of the sniper there, as Carson's still below, but the cart's continuing to roll backwards. Alto with a very slight Uber advantage, only by about 15% range, starting to push it up here. We'll see what they can do. XL in the top corner, that's very hard to defend. They have Carson in the bottom left, XL in the top right. That's going to be a hard thing to be able to take out, as Bull should get taken out here, being chased down by a Mirror Man, and Rain pushing up ×2. Gonna get it taken back, and Demen asking the questions but not able to find the answer.
And now they've let that slight Uber advantage go to waste. I mean, I think Bull being alone up in tile is just unnecessary. You could have used the Uber to take care of what he was trying to do and spamming that gun. Instead, now, actually Uber did get forced off by Daffodil, so this is a chance. Alto does pop here, not gonna get dropped by Speedy yet again. Pipes going in onto the sentry gun. We'll see if Bull can finish it off. He hasn't yet. Spamfest starting to heal it up. Rain, Waterson, Alto, Bull all fall. Speedy, the only casualty right now on the Cat Noise's side, and it looks like this hold is going to continue. So even with an Uber advantage, even with the gun being hurt, they still can't find the winning combination to crack this last hold.
I would like to see Dongus switch off of the original and go on to the direct hit. The sentry gun needs to go down. You can use the direct hit to take down that dispenser. Even just the regular rocket launcher, Demento needs to get in position with this team, but he can only do that with the help of the soldier to be able to take down that dispenser. Dongus is going out down underneath. He's going to pick up Carson. Speed's going to go... No, Speed's going to be able to be actually kept alive. Does take down him, as Demento's going to get caught out as well. And so currently the Scout, they're running... Carson's now on Scout off of Heavy. I'm curious if he'll switch back to Scout now that they have full control. I think Heavy's better in this circumstance. But I gotta say, really good job out of Cat Noises with their class switches. And Tsukima, though, coming in from behind. Headshot! Fallen Lord, these angles are insane that he's picking them up on.
Yeah, I don't know, honestly, like I said, the switch gets flipped for both Fallen and Waterson. It's just, all of a sudden, they're the best players that you've ever seen, and then sometimes they just disappear off the map. But Daffodil does go down. We'll see if that's going to be an opening. Waterson and Demento being the only casualties isn't going to ruin too much. But 100% on Alto, using to push out of tiles, getting some good damage on the gun. That Wrangler is not going to keep it alive forever, so now it's the cart push that's important, but Rain is going to fall. Good stickies going down from Exile. Raining Terror onto the cart. There comes Speedy in with the flog, gets one onto Bull. Ooh, and Fallen, the headshot onto Alto, and this continues to be held.
Yeah, Fallen picks up another headshot, make that a 5K. I thought Alto was going to sneak cap that there, but Fallen had another thing to say about that as Cat Noises continue to hold on here. Carson pushing forward on the Scout class, try to pick up a frag. Does take down Waterson, so no sniper here for a little while longer. D-men are back up. They just need to start going for dry pushes here. Just need to start to go for something. When the thing is D-men, they're having success when they get aggressive. When they're not being aggressive, that's when it's working against them, when they're trying to wait for a push to happen. Demento is getting himself in a position. The sentry gun, actually, the dispenser didn't block it. He's right in position to sap this gun. He decloaks right on top of Spamfest, gets the sap, and that's going to open it up here. But all the players died on the backside. Rain does pick up one. Only 3 players to defend this. It's just Exile in that top left corner. We'll see what they can do, but Speedy on the backside does get taken out. Elto is able to be kept alive. Exile is going to try to defend this. Here comes up Supercharged late as Rain is still alive. He's actually going to fall into the pit. Tsukima, though, revved up, ready to take down this demo. Pops him way back. Daffodil's going to go down. No! He did the Uber so off to keep himself alive. Exile's still alive here to try to defend this. Bull goes down. Exile popping him back up. Mirrorman in, takes down Exile, or the medic. And what an insane defense coming out of Cat Noises again and again. When the game is on the line, Cat Noises steps up.
This is just... I really don't know what has happened to Demand. Like, are they really just that uncoordinated as a payload team? I mean, okay, upward last, it is difficult. I think all of us have been in that in this situation where we just struggle to push last, but I mean, Cat Noises are exploiting them and really kind of making it embarrassing for them on the stream. Waterson goes down, and you have to wonder now that they're going to be going on defense in at least 10 seconds. We'll see if they can get the cap at all during that time, but you want to know, like, do they have the mental fortitude to get back into this? Cat Noises have dropped their numbers. Daffodil goes down. Alto gets headshot by Fallen Lord. Exile and Fallen Lord, the last 2 remaining. It's overtime, and they can't get on it. 2 seconds to get on, and Dogus gets immediately denied.
Oh my gosh! Fallen, are you kidding me? We're gonna hold on to this somehow. I'm sorry to interrupt there, but I cannot hold back my excitement for what another crazy stand Fallen. I gotta see his kills for just that round. It has to be something absolutely insane.
Oh my god, yeah. So for anyone unfamiliar with the format, at this point, Cat Noises, if they can cap the first 3 points faster than 6 minutes 10 seconds, that's it. It's over. They don't even need to try to get last. If it takes longer than 6:10, then they can continue and try to cap last. As long as they cap it, they win. If it takes them longer than 6:10 on third, and then they falter and can't get last, the men pick up the round. So it is very much in the hands of Cat Noises. I'm very confident that they'll take this first half.
Mission begins in 30 seconds.
And so right now, the men, they are running an engineer on defense, no scout for this first point, running Demento on spy, which is, I've talked about this before, that I don't think the spy is as good of a pick on the first point, just because the only pick that you can really get that's worthwhile is maybe sniper and definitely medic, but pretty much anybody else, you kill them, and if you trade out yourself, like, they're going to be back up in 5 seconds, 10 feet away. So Demento is going to be able to give them critical knowledge, though, so that's definitely what he's going to be able to step up to this. But Cat Noises starting on offense, and we'll see what they want to do here. Is XL going in for a early bombing here with Mirrorman? They're both getting contested. XL is going a little bit too slow. Wasn't the greatest combo, as Demento does take down the sniper, but now he goes down, so Fallen Lord's back up in 5 seconds. Demento's down for 11. So that's just kind of the differences and the downsides of going for trades when you're on the spy class there.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens. I mean, this should just be an easy take for Cat Noises. Uber did get used, and Exile got launched, so there hasn't really been a main focus on the gun just yet. It's starting now, but great job with the Wrangler. Rain just juggling Exile around. The gun does eventually go down, so this point should get capped up by Cat Noises, but just really solid play out of Rain. Demento trying to get a stab on the cart. He's not going to find anything. And it's just going to be Zakima left alive as he falls to Carson. And it's a second hold on the cards for Demen.
Yeah, this is a really good job right now. Cat Noises has so many players alive right now. Elto went down from XL, long-range little pipe there. Rain has a level 1 sentry gun, but I don't think it's going to really do much yet. He's going to opt to back it out there, as Daffodil holding on to that 50%. And they're looking keen to just take this by the third point. They have 5 minutes left, and that's plenty of time inside of Prolander to be able to push this. Dongus is trying to spam the cart from long range, but that's not going to work against the short circuit. Here comes in Mirrorman. Alto going down incredibly low, able to keep himself alive. They defend that suicide wave. Carson is going to spot Demento there as Bull's trying to spam out this cart, but, I mean, really, you need to put Zukima down onto the cart, put a heavy weapons guy to defend this. That'll melt the engineer very quickly, or the backstab. That'll do it as well. Or even running the scout, but they're not currently doing that. So Carson should go down here. No, he's going to get the better of Bull. That's not good, and his Bull's going to be down for 16 seconds there. And with no Devilman to be able to defend this is going to be a tough ask for D-Man to hold on to this.
Yeah, and with all their numbers starting to fall, and Fallen Lord getting another headshot, quick one onto Watterson. Zakima as well. There goes the gun. So we're already just a few minutes in. They've gotten the first 2 points, and remember, I mean, all they needed was to cap third before 6 minutes and 10 seconds, and they look to be on pace for that. Although third is a point where a lot of teams tend to struggle. But with the way Cat Noisers are playing, I'm not really that fearful for them. Rain is starting to get that level 1 up as trying to deny the aggressive members of the men is Bull, but there's Fallen Lord again, and you just can't avoid saying his name. Speedy getting a quick pick onto Dongus as the Uber has to be used. Oh no. This is going to be big. Hiding in the sea house.
He's looking for it, but oh no, Watterson, huge pick, taking down Exile, who is trying to push up, and so that completely stifled Carson from being able to do anything. Speedy, the scout for Cat Noises, is all the way behind. I don't know what he's going to be able to do with that level 3 sentry up. And right now, Bull needs to try to contest cart or something. Carson's still inside the side house, being able to hold on to this as Daffodil on the cart, being spammed off. And Carson is in a great spot to be able to make a play, as Cat Noise or D-Men have not retaken any ground since that successful defense.
Yeah, and Uber's being even is a good thing for the defense right now, especially because Cat Noises are aggressive, so if they can force him out, this could mean trouble for Daffodil, and with Exile falling, here comes Mirrorman jumping in. He actually gets Alto! Oh,
brutal.
no.
That was a beautiful job, and he surfed so quickly, and he surfed directly above the sentry gun, so it couldn't lock onto the soldier to be able to deny him because of how close the sentry gun was. If the sentry gun was further back, it would have been able to stop that, but that's kind of one of the risks you run when you run your medic right next to the gun. Dongus is going to try to defend this card. He does that with the help of Demento as they continue to hold on here. They need to defend this for 2 more minutes, else they are going to lose this round right now. And the sentry gun is down. Rain gets taken out. Dongus on the backside is going to pick up the medic. Yes, he does. And looks like they're going to be able to try to defend this.
Yeah, Zakima is really the one that this is going to hinge on. Finding 2 already. Spamfest gets backstabbed as well, so that cart is going to roll down the first little mini ramp. And this is a tough call. Like, do you try to play aggressively and maybe get that cart to start moving even further backwards and fall down the second ramp, or is that just too aggressive? But I think Cat Noises are in a good position now as they start to move forward with Exile spamming some sticks. Fallen Lord goes down, Daffodil too, and Carson. Demento and Alto, Dongus down as well. There are just frags on either end. You can't keep up with it, but still, it is the men holding on for the time being. Rain, it's up to him to keep this gun up, and they might have to worry about Mirrorman, who's currently in tiles going into spawn, and I think he's waiting for Alto to come up. It's just happening right about now. Alto gets picked up at spawn, Mirrorman with a big play.
Yeah, they're going to need to be able to defend this. Watterson's going to try to run to the point, but it's not going to be enough, and that's it. Cat Noises takes the first round in this best of 3 map series. So currently, Cat Noises is up 1-0 in the map series, and currently they're up 1 round on this map. So it looks like D-Men, they are on their last leg, and that was not a pretty round for them. They actually did put up not a bad defense, to all things considered. Their offense was really good up until that final point. You know, I was watching other games of D-Men, earlier in the season, and it seems like D-Men are fantastic at everything except for the final push. Like, that is where I've seen them struggle on Upward all season long, and it seems to be their Achilles heel here tonight, because that defense, I mean, they put up, even though Cat Noises came down with it, that was still about a 5-minute defense, which is very average. It's not bad, it's not great, but it definitely wasn't anything to write home about. And we also might be having a substitute come in here. So Wish was out, he's away on vacation. That's typically the scout for D-Men. They had Bull during the first map on Coal Plant Rain came in because Boar, Boar subbed in or Wish on the first map. On this map, Rain is currently ringing, but it looks like Sandblast is going to be able to step in here for Demen if they want that. And so I'm kind of curious to see if that scout's going to be able to help them out. But let's take a look at the logs here before I talk too much about the next round. And what are you seeing in the logs right now?
Alto 16 deaths, Daffodil 7. That's just the first thing to mention. And actually, we might not even have time to delve in too much, but that's the huge thing, I think. More than double the amount of deaths for Daffodil. Fallen Lord on 34 and 16 with 358 DPM is also a huge performance. And funnily enough, I mean, Waterson is pretty far behind in terms of frags, 25 and 19, but more DPM. So maybe just finding headshots, but not able to convert the frags. And sometimes the way I think of it, there are a lot of different ways that can be read, but I think that's up to Daffodil doing a great job making sure everyone is buffed so that when Waterson hits a quick headshot, it doesn't, kill the player that he was actually hitting.
What's actually kind of interesting is despite Alto dying almost 2 times as much, he's only down by about 1,000 heals, 25,000 to 24,000. So kind of curious to why that's the case. Maybe just the fast respawns because he died a lot on offense. And these numbers are always going to be skewed to the defense when the defense has a long hold, so it's hard to get any real truths out of them other than the fact that just the pushes from D-Men didn't quite work out for them. But D-Men, they have every chance this game to be able to come back and put it into an overtime round inside of Upper, but we'll see what they want to do. Again, they're running no Engineer on defense to start out. They're running an Engineer and Spy as well as a Heavy, so kind of going heavy defense here. As a nice job repelling the early suicide wave of Exile and Mirrorman.
Yeah, and that's a good start for the men. It's small things. You got to take these small victories when you're allowed them, because Cat Noises have not really haven't really given the men much to celebrate in this. So it is a small thing, but hopefully will set a tone for their defense. Mirrorman trying to go in for a bomb, I think missed his jump, so not going to be finding anything there just yet. See, Daffodil hasn't committed, so it looks like they still want to get the cart in a better position. With Bowl falling, that might be a good idea to come out, and it looks like that's exactly what's going to happen. Here's the Uber being used.
Yeah, Demento was almost able to land a backstab onto Daffodil, but Carson was expecting that and was able to grab it. And so as the police pass by my place, we'll see if Waterson's able to rob a frag away from the enemy team as he does take down Fallen Lord, so he can peek this for free right now. He's trying to find something onto the cart, but Daffodil's wisely not peeking that area. Waterson's going to back up here as Exile's going to help push him back. Dongus is going to jump on the cart but not find anything and put himself down for 17 seconds there. So you try to go in for a miracle play, but now you're just hurting your team because you're not set up inside of the lower area to deny the cart.
Yeah, now here, the push is going to come in from lower, but they do have a couple members up on top of the hill, and that's exactly how you want to have it. Got that ×3 going. Fallen Lord getting backstabbed by Demento. It's a good thing, and it might give Waterson some space to get some good headshots. Exile falling as well is a big pickup as well. As there you go, Waterson getting a headshot onto Mirrorman, and these could be the beginnings of a solid hold on second. Waterson another one onto Spamfest. So we'll wait. Here comes Fallen Lord. Demento is in a position to get a backstab. He's definitely calming that to his team, but Fallen Lord actually hasn't gone up the hill just yet. So this is what's great about having a spy sometimes when you're on defense. Is just, okay, this is where everyone on the enemy team is, and it's almost like a little wall hack. But yeah. Uber coming in.
Yeah. Here comes the Uber. It's going to be focusing on the sentry gun, but Bull's going to try to come out here to defend the cart. Also gets popped up way into the air. Demento's going to decloak behind the enemy team, but Bull goes down as well as with Dongus. Speedy gets taken out, but we'll see if they can do anything. Demento's going to get taken down on the back lines as it's currently a 5v5 fight, but it looks like D6 are wisely going to just back up here and just try to get a hold on to the next point. As they're going to need a couple of their core classes to be back up here right now to try to defend this. And, that's the thing is, like, as much as you could argue that they had a chance to potentially go for a defense there, transitions and holding on to the next point are really important. So I really agree with the decision. And actually, Daffodil, a little bit of a bad spot. Exile and Daffodil going down pretty low, but neither one falling to the enemy team. So Dongus is in a very good spot right now. That's exactly what you want to be. Black box, and that area is so hard to contest.
Yeah, and we're coming into this third hold, which was pretty solid for Dement last time. Of course, there was just maybe too tall a test to hold it as long as they needed to. So this time, without the pressure of, oh, you know, we need to hold for, you know, X amount of time, maybe it's going to be better for them. Watterson did go down, headshot from Fallen Lord, so that's going to open up the sight lines, make Exile feel more comfortable. If he walked forward, Carson is already doing some work. Zukima goes down as well as Demento. Uber is coming up for cat noises and nothing on the side of Dement, so Alto needs to try to escape. He does, but that's third loss, and that's huge for cat noises because they're 245 through 2 points, and what, they'll probably be at 4 here, which is an awesome time. The cap's coming up in a second, but either way, they're looking great in this offense.
Yeah, but also gets forced off there. He's had to use his Uber. Mirman's still behind him, right on top of Alto, as Carson's going to look down onto him, and oh no! Fallen Lord finds the headshot onto a 2K, and it's only 4 players left alive for the defense. Carson in the upper area should get taken down here. No, he's actually going to get backed out. Now, Bull and Dongus in the upper area to be able to try to defend this. Elto's going to get back up in 6 seconds, but Daffodil is going to have a massive Uber advantage, and we'll see if Cat Noises struggles pushing into this final point, but it doesn't look like they are going to, because they're just going to get aggressive because they can. Zukima in the upper area is helping defend this as they get 2 early picks, make that 3. Zukima does finally fall, but so far the defense is stepping up to the plate for the men.
Daffodil is in a tough spot right now. I wonder if you had enough players, you could probably get the force out, but actually the Uber is going to come in quickly. Exile doing a good job focusing down the gun, but with that Wrangler, there's just so much health to worry about, and good job by Rain. He's going to rescue Ranger that out of there and make sure it's healed up before bringing it back out to defend. So not really a successful Uber, but with Bull and Watterson both down, this could still be opportunity. Alto getting in on the fragging action with a crossbow onto Speedy. But I don't know if D6 right now have the have it in them to have the kind of hold that Cat Noises did last round. And as I say that, everyone falls. It's up to Rain and Watterson. There they go as well. And what are we at here? As times 3, 5 minutes 40 seconds. They capped all 4 in less time than they capped 3 before.
Yeah, that was so. Cat Noises capped the entire 4 points than D6 did in the last half, cap 3. So yeah, that is a very, very good time to be set there. But it's definitely able to be repeated, and the men, they potentially can do this. I just want to take a real quick shout as we are in the downtime between here. Registration for Season 5 of RGL.GG Prolander is live right now. Go to RGL.GG. Click on the orange button that says register for Season 5. It starts in September. It's free to play for a majority of the league's $4,000 prize pool. Once again, it doesn't matter. You can be brand new. You can be highly experienced. It's a great time to come out there. We have divisions for all skill levels. I really want to emphasize that because that's been a question that comes out there. RGL.GG, and click on that registration button and get your team out there. It's a fun format, as you can see already out here. But we'll see if D6 can return response. But it's definitely going to be an uphill battle. Elto used his Uber. I'm not sure why inside of spawn, but it doesn't matter. It's already back up to 100%. Tukima, though, walked into a trap. It's going to have to get re-healed back up. And Elto, they might just go for an Uber exchange very early on here, which I do not think is the wrong thing to do at all.
They actually have Kritzkrieg right now, D6 do. And I want to play a little game of Find Spamfest Sentry Gun. I don't know if you've spotted where it is just yet, but I love this position. The crits comes out, and it's pretty successful. The drop onto Daffodil, Exile down as well, but how the hell are they going to deal with this gun? It's in such a strange position.
And they don't really have anybody to deal with it. Dongus can try to spam it out. They're shooting flares at it. They're trying to use short circuit to at least take away the sentry bullets. The cart continues to roll up here. Now the Pyrotechnic Teleporter backing it out. Finally, it will go down. Spamfest gets taken out. I mean, as much as it was a cheeky play, he probably should have just backed up and played it for it. But here comes Demento. He's in behind the team. He's going to go for the stab, but doesn't get it. Daffodil was right there. Demento has been... I've watched him so many times this round where he's been so close every single time, but he just hasn't been able to get it, and that's just sometimes how it falls. Zukima is currently up on the flog as well, so he's looking to make Miracle Play. Here comes up the flog, but Exile is going to kill him right away. He puts 2 stickies underneath his feet and says, yeah, we'll hit this after you're done taunting. So Demento now on Scout. I didn't realize they weren't running a Scout. That's actually kind of curious, as Spamfest should go down. Spamfest now on Scout, as well as it looks like Daffodil got taken down from a headshot of Waterson, so that should open it up for the offense here. 4 minutes left on the clock.
Yeah, 4 minutes, but no one on the point just yet. There finally is Rain getting some ×1 action, but getting pushed off almost immediately, and they don't really have much time to dilly-dally, so better kick it into high gear, and everyone is in lower, which can be a dangerous spot for your medic. But I guess they don't really have much of an option. They're rotating around to the side tunnel. Exile, very much aware of this, starts to try to spam some sticks and pipes to block him off, and it is so successful. Zukima and Rain, the only ones left alive. Zukima is going to get cleaned up, but wow, that is an excellent rotation from Cat Noises to stop them from getting through on the side tunnel that they were trying to kind of jump on top of them.
Yeah, 3 minutes left on the clock. They just need to start to get pressure onto that cart. It looks like they're going to send everybody into the lower area, which is it's so risky, dude. This is how they get caught out in the first round. But Rain on Engineer using a short circuit on the cart, I don't think is as effective as Spamfest made it look to seem. It's only effective if the enemy team plays it poorly against you, if they play too far away. But D6 is trying to push up over the top here. Alto getting popped up into the air, going down to half HP. He's going to get taken out. Demento is going to get flashed. Gets a backstab while flashed. Daffodil just going to saw onto him. Daffodil should go down here. He's trying to get the butter knife. Will be able to land it eventually. No, Daffodil finally will go down. Daffodil still alive. Daffodil not dead. I can't say the name anymore, as he's going to finally get taken down by Dongus. Picks up 2, but wow, how did he stay alive that long? Demento has to be kicking himself, because they might have been able to come down with that point if they didn't spend so much time trying to kill the medic.
Yeah, and really I think the only positive at this point you can draw if you are Demand is that there's only 2 minutes left of this one, so I don't know if it is mathematically possible. Waterson getting a good headshot onto Exile. I mean, either way, these moments are being wasted as I understand that you have to go for the frags, but you need to try to get those frags from on top of the cart, and Fallen Lord getting a headshot onto Alto is going to help. Spamfest and Mirrorman doing a great job. It's all about the delay, and the fact that he gets the frags is just gravy. So still no point cap, minute 35 coming up on the clock as Dongus is going to fall as well, but this is really dire times for Demand, and I think it's starting to get into that impossibility factor.
Yeah, I believe it is still technically possible, but they need ×3, and they need it yesterday. But we'll see what they can do right now as they're going to start to push this card up. They do currently working it forward. Waterson is currently the first forward for the Demand, trying to find a miracle snipe onto the enemy team. They're down about 20% gear advantage, but that doesn't matter because Daffodil doesn't have the gear to defend. Mirrorman jumping onto the cart, he dies. That's pretty good, actually, as 2 players currently down. Down goes the medic as well. They have a possibility here. ×3 still onto the cart. It's working up. 60 seconds left on the clock, and they're going to try to work this forward. Dong is pushing forward, trying to take down Carson, as Exile is going to try to deny this cart right now, as it's still continuing to work forward. He goes down. The level 1 sentry gun is up, but they went down to ×2. Waterson needs to stay onto this cart. He wants to go for frags, but the cart is more important than frags in this situation. He's going to drop down, but they might have just lost 1 to 2 seconds purely off of him falling off the cart. 38 seconds left on the clock, and this is doable. This is do or die right now for Dement. 30 seconds to get it into the final point.
Yeah, ×3 going in. It's Waterson and Rain right now. Quick fix for Alto. 24 seconds, and it's just continuing to move along. So they've got to get members right in the face of Cat Noises, but with Bull falling and Alto as well, I think we can start calling it. 12 seconds remaining. Only ×2 now. Waterson knew that he needed to kill anyone on Cat Noises. Just if you could get a quick 7k of headshots, maybe there was an opportunity, but Cat Noises win this one, and they earned the hell out of it, too.
Yeah, what a fantastic game out of Cat Noises. The men, they had every opportunity along the way to be able to step up to the plate. They were at match point on the first round, got reverse swept, and they just were never really able to recover from that point. They're a fantastic team. One of the I love to see them play, but it just seems like their team coordination was a little bit, lacking today.
Yeah, for sure. It it all kind of comes back. It's hard to really say like, oh, okay, the reverse sweep on Cold Plan is the reason they lost Upward, but it can't be great for your mental game of we're in the driver's seat getting ready to close out a map 3-0 and then losing that one out, and then Upward starts off and it's not that great, and it just kind of all compiles where you have these very small isolated incidents of just frustration, and they kind of start to build towards the end. And I mean, I don't want to make assumptions for what the player's mindset was for the game, but I just know myself, or pretty much anyone that's competitive, it can get frustrating. But really, really great job by them. The fact that they hung in there and really put on a great game for us either way.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised at the end though that we didn't see Sandblast jump in for that final round to be able to try to help them out. But looking through the frags, I mean, it just seems like, it seems like when Demento steps up, I mean, there's like a lot of players. Bull's obviously a fantastic demo man. So good, so consistent, one of the best in the game. Inside of Prolander and inside of Highlander. Watterson doing a great job. He stepped up to the plate against Fallen there. But it seems like, when those players step up, that's great. But like when Demento steps up as well, that really tends to work out for them as well. So I really would have loved to see. I don't know. I feel so bad for Dement because they just put their heart into that. They played their heart out, but it just didn't quite work out for them. As looking through these combined logs, which are going to be skewed towards Cat Noises because of the one long defensive round that they had. But overall, I mean, just top frags obviously are going to be in favor of them just from that. But if you actually look at the logs from the last round, they're much closer for the most part, or a little bit. You at least see Watterson and Bull, in second and third place in terms of frags, and not quite what I expected to see out of Dement, but they put up a hell of a fight tonight.
Yeah, for sure. I really thought Upward was going to deliver a little bit more. I mean, there was tons of action, right? You think of like this speedy flog play, but I really kind of envisioned that third map coming through and just ending with a really fiery product. But I don't think that there's any like disappointment that needs to be had with not seeing a third map, because for Cat Noises, I mean, this is a celebration for them. The fact that they do come in and won, if you want to think of it this way, like 5 straight rounds against the men, closing it out. They've got to be supremely happy that they didn't maybe falter on Upward, and then you have to go to product, and then where does the momentum lie, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So definitely great job by them, and they really, I hope they're happy with their performance tonight.
Yeah, they really should be. Very clinical, and it just seemed like better job on pushes on their defense. They're able to collapse and be able to do that. I think, the big thing is that, I think as Cat Noises is going to be going to their first grand finals ever inside of RGL, they just need to clean up, play together better, and they're going to be playing against the best players in the world. So we'll see what kind of fight they put up there, but I'm excited to see. And you're going to see Dement, they're going to go down into the lower bracket and play against, or into the Constellation game against Pop Your Pipes. So I'm very curious, where we're going to see Pop Your Pipes maybe pull up an upset and get the third place, or is Dement going to hold out and be able to secure another third place win for them? So we'll see what they want to do. But either way, fantastic game, and overall good stuff. But I think we can take it there. I want to do a couple of quick shots before we go live here. I already talked about RGL.GG. Season 5 registrations are live. Make sure if you guys ever want to try to play Pugs inside, if you want to try Prolander, you don't even have to sign up for the league if you want to try it out. We host weekly Pugs, RGL.GG/Pugs. We have an amazing, with all of this drama and controversy that has been inside the TF2 community, that really shouldn't be drama because it's so clear cut case. It was just a fantastic. We have such a fantastic community inside of RGL. We have for over 1,500.
I think we lost you there. All right, I don't know what happened to Sigafoo, but I think what he was trying to say is RGL is awesome. if I could be so forward as to say that. And you guys should definitely get in there and try it out. Things are going to only get better. The experience I had with the most recent game, besides this one, had an insanely awesome time watching it, casting with Alto, and honestly, one of the most fun matches I'd ever watched in my years of casting. So there's a lot of great things for RGL. Hope you guys. Oh, sigafoo back. You wanna?
Hey, it looks like I'm working
Welcome.
now. Welcome back. But yeah, no, I'm. Thank you for the kind words, and I think that's. I don't think I need to add anything more to it, but. It's basically, if you want to play competitive, you want a bit faster pace, and you don't want to be stuck on a class, but you still want to see all of the classes, Prolander is the format for you. And with that, Voxday, want to give out any shout outs for yourself?
Yeah, I mean, just shout out to the teams. I think that it was a really hard fought game by both sides, and it was just awesome to see everyone put it all out there. Coleplan had some great highlights upward as well, mostly on the side of cat noises, but just awesome to them. And commiserations to Alto, but maybe that means that he gets to check out the grand finals from a spectator point of view now, right?
Just maybe. Well, he's going to be able to watch the grand finals, but they still do have one match to play, which I'm looking forward to. I'm going to try to cast both the third place and grand finals match if we have the ability to, because I imagine that Popular Pipes versus Demen game is going to be another fantastic. This is possibly some of the best back-to-back matchups that we've had. Popular Pipes versus The Men last week. Demen versus Cat Noises this week. I mean, this is really just, RGL is really coming into its own in terms of competition in community. And I'm very excited to see the final two matches that we have left in this season. And I'm excited to see all of you guys come back. Make sure you follow this Twitch channel. Check out our YouTube channel. And you can see all the latest match VODs if you go to rgl.gg in that little bottom left-hand corner. But Voxday, I think I said it before, but yeah, any other shout-outs you want to give?
No, I think I covered all my bases.
Beautiful. Well, guys, make sure you give some love out to Dolphin. He was doing such a fantastic job today on that camera, giving you all those different angles, and was really doing a really good job. You always can tell good camera work when you see your numbers continue to go up on the viewer count. So thank you, everybody, for coming out here, because we couldn't have done it if it wasn't out here. So from us back here, Voxday, the Blinking Dolphin, and me, thank you for coming out here, and we will see you next time.